what does life without Devin Neal look like for you guys?
Well, it's going to be a challenge. We feel that we have good depth. I mean, Daniel Highshaw's waited patiently, and I think he's ready to have a big year for us. He's a powerful back. Before the hip injury a few years back, he was playing every bit as good as Devin. Nothing against Devin, but we lose Devin's leadership, his maturity, what he gave our community. But between Daniel and Sean Williams, we feel we're going to have nice depth there and a nice 1-2 punch.
Just to see him every
looks a little bit different than when we last talked to you. So was it about how it's brand new or that made them good additions?
Well, again, we continue to want to add some length and some size. I think what Dylan Whiskey gave us a year ago and Jeremy Robertson size, we thought we were lacking a little bit there, that if we had the opportunity to add someone. Alex was somebody that came to our camp, somebody we had recruited out of high school, played against him a year ago. He was playing a little bit more defensive tackle than a defensive end in the scheme at Illinois. We think he'll be a great fit for us. And Trey's a guy that we just saw with great length and upside, kind of fits our personality of development, and a guy that's got a very bright future. Again, I think you continue, like I said, to look at our end group. We're adding the length and size that we want to be the type of defense we're going to be.
With Jalen's kind of injury prevention, how has he looked and how's that kind of?
He's right on schedule. He's doing everything. Trent Carter, our trainer, who does an outstanding job, told me about 3 weeks ago that he saw Jalen throwing the ball as well as he's seen him. He was throwing with Emmanuel Henderson, and he said, I don't know how far he threw it, like 70 to 75 yards in the air. He goes, of all the years I've worked with Jen, he goes, I don't know if I've seen Jalen throw the ball that far. And I was asking Jalen, he was laughing, he goes, yeah. I didn't realize purely how fast Emmanuel Henderson is, so I got to let go of it a little bit sooner. I had to catch up. So he's on schedule. He'll be doing everything as the guys got going here today.
Yeah, a guy like Emmanuel Henderson, some of the other guys you brought on in the wide receiver corner. What are the expectations for them and for Jalen?
Well, I really think that that group met and maybe even exceeded our expectations in the spring. Like many of the transfers, I thought we would have a few more bumps in transition and understanding how we go about it holistically with that group of transfers we did. And that's what I was really surprised and pleased about. I like the receiver group. Levi Wentz has shown the ability to go up and make plays. I really like Cam Pickett and his all-around type of play. Canty just got here. We're excited to get him going. Again, he walked in when he was moving in. I'm like, dang, he's a little taller than I remembered on his visit. So I'm excited about that group and the guys that came back. I think that has the ability to be a very solid group and be everything that we need them to be. And really, one of the things that kind of hurt us out of the gate last year is between Jalen, Quentin Skinner, and LJ, we never had them practicing in all this key time, summer and fall camp, and it showed itself, I think. Yeah, and we need to get Jalen going with these guys, and Jalen knows that.
You mentioned no bumps with the transfers in the past.
Yeah.
There'd be no bumps. How much of a role did Jalen play?
I think, especially in the recruiting process, I want to give him the credit as a leader. Cole Ballard and Isaiah Marshall did a great job in the spring with those guys getting them up, as well as our coaches. And everything now, with the time that we have the ability to meet and go through with it, it's going to be important with the new guys that are coming in.
With Cole Ballard and Isaiah Marshall, is there going to be another competition for that back spot?
Yeah, well, there's competition in our program every day. I think you guys know me long enough in that. And again, everything's under evaluation and what you do. We're not going to hand positions, and we continue to go. But again, yeah, it's going to be. You can't show up on Monday, Tuesday, and not be mentally into it or physically producing in a way that the other guy won't get the opportunity if something would happen with Chandler.
Coach, is there a position group that you feel really good about?
I'm sorry?
Is there a position group that you feel really good about, and a group maybe that needs some work?
Well, we all need a lot of work right now. I think we're going to have some really good competition at the linebacker position. I like the ability of some of our spots where we can rotate guys, that being one of them. I think our secondary is going to be highly competitive. The group that's probably the one that's got the one that where we're going to put this all together is the offensive line. But I do like the pieces we've added. We get everyone healthy. I think we're going to have 8+ that we're going to be able to rotate and play, and that's what we're going to need.
Offensive line, are there any spots you feel that are locked in right now? Because Rice and center, Calvin left tackle, all the other three feel pretty open.
Well, no, Kobe Baines has established himself well at the guard position. Whether he plays right or left will be determined. I think Kobe has really grown off the field in maturity and understanding that as a senior he needs to step up. He's worked on his accountability, his leadership with the group. I really like where Kobe Baines is at. I look forward to him having a big year. He and Bryce give us two real physical pieces in there. But the other ones will probably be up for grabs based on the amount of guys that miss. But with Tabaka and Nolan missing time and then Enrique Cruz coming in, we're going to have some competition there that should be exciting.
How do you see Saeed Gibbs fitting into the corner?
He'll be competing at the corner spot. The other thing that really made him attractive to us is that he's played nickel. And we want to continue to look for what's going to be can we leave Jalen Todd out at corner, or is he going to move into nickel? Where's Jameel Croft? Where's Mason Ellis going to line up? Again, we like the pieces, but we got to get roles established as we go through camp. And Saeed could be one of those guys that obviously he's going to have a chance to compete as a corner to start, but he has the experience as a nickel. Anything else? Thanks, guys.